So you're thinking of moving to Sandpoint, Idaho. It sounds like a dream. The stunning mountain views, the charming small town, the vibe, the endless outdoor adventures. But before you pack your bags, there's a few harsh realities that you need to know about. Because living here, it is not for everyone. Can you handle it? Let's find out. Make sure you stick around because I'm going to blow your mind with one of these topics. Truly, you're going to think that we live in the early 1800s on something that we just don't have up here. First, let's talk about people are on Idaho time. What does that mean? Well, it's really going to affect your scheduling of appointments and just meeting up with people in general. So what do I mean by all this? The best example is a true story. I'll break it down for you. I have a homeowner. The master bathroom tub is a jetted tub. It breaks. So what do? Naturally, you go to Google and you find out who the plumbers are. The first thing you're going to notice, the plumbing list, or any services really, is quite small. But you call the first one that you like the most. You call plumber A. And they are not taking any service calls. They are only doing new construction. Not a big deal. You move on to your next favorite, which is plumber B, and they just don't answer, which unfortunately is common up here. Not just for the plumbers. I'm not picking just on plumbers. This is every trade. This is every worker that you need, fencing, everything. So now you move on to plumber C, and they're booked out a month. All right, no big deal. Let's move on to the next one, plumber D. And they actually answer, and they're going to schedule you for Tuesday at 2. Only when Tuesday at 2 comes around, they're a no-show. They don't call, they don't text, they don't write, they don't send smoke signals up saying that they can't come. Now you go back to the internet and you move on to plumber E. They answer, they schedule service. Plumber E finally makes it out to your home, but now they have to order a special part and that takes 2 to 3 weeks. So what should have been maybe a week or two at most, this expanded into like 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. Super frustrating. And this is only one example. There's so many other trades and situations where people, they're just on Idaho time. Hey, let's get to dinner at 6 o'clock, and now it's 7 o'clock when everyone shows up. Number 2 is cold temperatures and extreme weather. Now, you should know that it gets cold here. We're way far north, we're almost to Canada, but it's not killer cold, and it's not like Alaska, but it does get cold up here. I would say on average, you're looking at 28 degrees during the winter, which really is not that bad. It sounds terrible, especially if you're coming from the desert like Phoenix or parts of California. Like that seems really cold, but it's not. Spend a couple winters up here and you're gonna be fine with a jacket. What I've noticed, the first week of February tends to be the coldest. We get this cold snap that comes through and it can be brutal. I'll be honest, it can be brutal. Next up, we have healthcare limitations. And here it is. This is the moment that you've been waiting for. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Bonner General Health in Sandpoint no longer has a labor and delivery department. So if you're expecting to have a kid or you move up here and now you are gonna start having children, you're gonna have to travel to Kootenai Medical Center, which is all the way in Coeur d'Alene. It's about 45 minutes away. And this is just insane. So a lot of people, they're reverting to midwives, and that's just crazy that we're in the year 2024 and the midwife population for helping mothers give birth is more popular than going to the hospital. It's just insane. And you might be asking, why did we get rid of the labor and delivery department? And it comes down, unfortunately, to money. That part of the hospital wasn't making enough money, so they cut it, which is extremely unfortunate. It shouldn't be about the money. Something to consider and something that really kind of sucks about living in the Sandpoint area. If you have a certain health condition, I would definitely look at your options in Sandpoint because we don't have all the specialists. We have quite a few, but if you have something rare, you're gonna have to go to Coeur d'Alene or maybe to Spokane, or the biggest hospitals all are gonna be in Seattle. So like if you're in a really bad car accident, a level 1 trauma center, the closest one is going to be Seattle. So I recommend for anyone, but especially if you have a unique health condition, get LifeFlight. It is cheap insurance. It's for your entire household. I believe for our entire family, for the entire year is $50. That way, if we're out in the woods and there's an accident and we need life flight, they can come and land, pick us up, take us to Spokane, and I don't have to pay this big helicopter bill because I'm paying for life flight. That is a great insurance policy to make sure that you and your family are taken care of in case of an emergency. Number 4 is a lack of big city amenities, and this should be, well, duh. I can see looking at the map that Sandpoint and North Idaho in general, there's not going to be a whole lot of amenities like Seattle, like Tacoma, like San Francisco. I'm not going to have 20 different restaurants for a burger chain or Mexican food or Thai food or have all the different options for the kids and all this stuff. We just don't have a bunch of things, which is okay because what we do have is the outdoors. We have all this recreational activities, and actually for being as far north as we are and the low population that we do have some amazing things. You have Triple Play, you have Silver Ward Theme Park, we have ski resorts like Sweatshirt Mountain Resort in our backyard. In Sandpoint, we have a bowling alley. I think it's maybe 15, 16 lanes, which is not big by any standards. I remember in Phoenix, I would go and there was 40, 60 lanes. Our movie theater, at most 10. And again, that's really small compared to other areas. So if you're gonna move up here and you're expecting everything that you're used to, you might wanna reset your expectations because we're not gonna have all of that. Our biggest shopping is gonna be Walmart and North 40. And that's your choices for shopping for clothes really, is Walmart and North 40. For Ross, TJ Maxx, you do have to go down to Coeur d'Alene. So your shopping options will be limited, especially in Sandpoint. Living in Sandpoint isn't always easy and definitely not for everyone. But those who can handle the challenges, it's a rewarding experience like any other. Now, if you like this video, you have to check out my other video, Living in Sandpoint, Idaho. Every neighborhood that you need to know, it's gonna be right over here. And if you're thinking about moving to Sandpoint, Idaho, and you want my relocation guide or my buyer guide, make sure you text me at 208-400-6162.